I found a hidden mud pond with million-dollar fish trapped inside. But let me warn you, what's inside of this pond isn't normal. In fact, the fish in here are so rare that they're actually 1 in a million. And the most expensive one of these fish ever sold was actually sold for $1.8 million in 2018 at the All Japan Koi Show in Tokyo. But the fish itself actually came from these mountains in Niigata Prefecture in Japan. And that's where we actually are right now. We're actually at the million-dollar ponds itself. You see, a couple days ago, Saito actually called me up because it's time to start catching all of the expensive koi fish out of his ponds. And after a 16-hour flight and a 4-hour bullet train, we're finally here in Niigata Prefecture, the home of the million-dollar Nishiki koi. Saito, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And it all starts with putting on some waders and grabbing out the giant nets. That's right, giant nets. These fish in these ponds are extremely expensive, and we can't take any risk on damaging any of these fish. But I'll explain why that is a little bit later. Let's get these nets out. So what we're actually doing, we're walking this giant net all around the pond, trapping all of the giant expensive fish right in the middle of the net. You see, we actually have to bring these nets in super slow so that all the koi fish don't actually make it underneath the net. Who knew that expensive fish would be so much work? Well, fam, look at all of the koi fish. They're literally right there. Whoa, that's so cool. Guys, it looks like we trapped a lot of beautiful fish inside of the net. As for the 3 most expensive fish inside of this pond, you're looking for a kohaku, a sanke, or a Showa variety. And as for the $1.8 million koi fish in 2018, that was a kohaku. I'm gonna see if I can find one of those for you in just a second, but first we gotta secure the nets. Oh, I got one. Oh, Saito, what is that? Oh, that's a frog. That is not an expensive koi fish. All right, guys, I got one. Look. Oh, it's a kohaku. Look at that. Whoa, it's beautiful. Wow. And you can see this kiddie pool actually floats, so it's perfect for putting all of the expensive koi fish inside. Alrighty guys, get in here, we need some help. These are actually my friends right here, and I'm gonna show them and you guys actually how to properly hold some of these fish. All right, so most important, get nice and low. Then you're gonna grab the fish right by the face. You're gonna support its body, lift up, and gently place it in. All right, Aaron, you're up first. All right, go for it. This one right here. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys, so now that Aaron and Tina know how to catch a giant koi fish, we're gonna start grabbing all of the fish out. And we're gonna start throwing all of the fish inside of this little kiddie pool. All right, there's one behind you, right there. All right, let's grab them. As you can see, Tina was trying her best, but these fish are still really strong. And if you don't properly secure the fish's head like this, you won't be able to move the fish at all. It'll flop out of your hands. Koi approved? Koi farmer approved. So before we start putting more koi inside of the kiddie pool, let me show you guys what happens after we put all of the fish inside. So you're gonna put a little bit of water inside of the bag, just like that. And you're gonna grab the fish, just like that. And then you're gonna put the fish inside. Alrighty, here we go. And you're actually gonna walk it right up here to this truck. Put it inside of this water. Beautiful. And then the fish goes inside of the transport tank. Wow, that's sick. That was pretty good?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect execution. And that's what we're gonna be doing here. We're actually gonna be harvesting Japanese koi fish today. Literally at any given moment, we could be holding a fish that's probably worth as much as my house. Woo! I think they're catching more. So we caught out a few more koi fish and filled up our kiddie pool. All right, guys, we got a lot in here. We ended up putting that other one in.
Okay, now stop.
No more. We are filled with koi fish over here. So with the kiddie pool full of koi, we started bagging them and moving them all the way up to the transport truck. Some of these fish are literally the craziest I've seen in years. I mean, these things are insane. Alrighty, Rolfin, let's see how the masters do it. How long you've been farming koi for?
Now start 7. Yeah,
Since you were
7 years here.
Oh yeah? Okay. Expert technique. Saito, how long have you been doing koi for?
50 years.
Oh my gosh. 50 years. That's double my age. And just in koi, it's amazing. Wow, look at it. Beautiful. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. And all of these fish are almost ready to go to the koi house, but I think they're missing a couple. So we moved the last 3 massive koi to the truck, and we actually put them inside of the massive blue bin. This is where we're gonna lock up all the fish so that we can transport them back to the koi house. Thank you.
Okay.
And Rolfin, that right there is what a successful koi harvest looks like. These guys work all year long, thousands of hours, making sure that a baby koi goes from this big all the way way up to potential grand champion. But what's important now isn't about the price. It's about that we get all of these beautiful koi home to their koi house safe and sound. It starts right now. So we locked up the koi container and started gathering all of the giant nets and started cleaning them, and we actually found something pretty interesting. Guys, look right here. All of these are actually tadpoles. See that? And what these tadpoles do is they eat all the koi food and they try and prevent all of the big, beautiful koi from growing because they eat all the food. It's crazy. There probably is a couple thousand of them right there. All right, guys, so now it looks like the truck is all packed up, and now it's time to get out of here and get back to the koi house. So Saito drove his koi through the beautiful mountains until he arrived at his koi house, where him and Kosuke actually started unloading all of the beautiful koi that we literally just harvested. And shortly after, we arrived as well to help unload all of the koi.
Oh wow, look at them. That is sweet.
But these aren't just any fish. These are actually Saito's beautiful oya koi, which means parent koi in Japanese. And some of these fish in the back of this truck actually give birth to millions of baby koi every single year. So one by one, Saito's actually reaching inside of the tank, grabbing out his beautiful prized possessions and putting them over here in this pond. And that's why these fish are so valuable. Because not only are they cool looking, but imagine if one of these fish were to produce 500,000 baby little koi like that. And I can tell that Saito is really happy to have harvested all of his beautiful koi. And it looks like all of the beautiful koi are officially out of the back of the truck. Some of them are actually inside of this epic little blue kiddie pool. And that's whenever Kosuke started picking up all of the beautiful fish and taking them inside of the koi house one by one. You can tell by how precise they are that they take extremely good care of their fish, and these are more than just fish. Looking at all of them, you could easily tell that each one of these fish is like a little piece of art. And that's why they asked me to come over here and help them harvest another koi pond, because while I'm here, they're gonna take full advantage of us catching some more koi. So we set out the nets and started corralling all of the fish. And slowly but surely, we started seeing all of the beautiful fish inside of the pond. All right, guys, and let it begin. We're putting all of these beautiful koi fish inside of this kiddie pool. And wow, are they gorgeous. So as you can see, there's not as many fish in here, so we're gonna start catching them back in. You can tell that some of these fish in here are worth real money. These are amazing. And as you guys can see, this variety of koi fish is all different types. Look at these things. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? And like earlier, we carefully bagged up each fish and then moved them over to the transporting truck. And some of these fish looked even crazier than the ones from earlier. Like this one right here, it's actually black and orange. Or maybe this one that's black and white. Alrighty, RAWWF fam, so that right there is officially the last harvested koi of the day. Welcome to the pond, buddy. And this is Evo from Koi Partner. He was also with us along the ride, finding all of these epic fish out there in Japan. We just wanted to say thank you for also letting us use some of your footage in today's video. So we wrapped up the harvest, and we gotta make sure that we get all of these beautiful koi back to the koi house safe and sound. So we did a couple last finishing touches, and we got this koi truck all the way back to the koi house. And now it's time to get all of the beautiful koi fish in their real home, inside the koi house. So as we start to move all of the koi into the koi house, it was really amazing to see the new home that all of these beautiful Japanese koi are gonna be in. And soon, not long from now, they're actually gonna be breeding all of those koi fish right here in this pond. And I could tell Saito was very happy, and Kosuke, I think he was a little tired from lifting all of those beautiful koi along this amazing journey from the mud ponds. All good?
Good.
Done?
Thank you.
But guys, we are not done with figuring out what is $1 million koi fish and how did a koi fish sell for $1.8 million in 2018. And that actually starts right inside here. Come on, guys. This right here is actually a Tosai house for fish that are under 1 year old. And if you notice, there's so many different types of fish in here, but I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of beautiful koi eating. Uh-oh. Guys, this is so cool. And this is where it all begins. These right here are baby koi fish. And if you look right here, this is actually called a tancho kohaku. But even more cool, if you look right here, look at this, the fish that we've been after. That right here is a kohaku koi fish. And this is the same type of koi as the one that was worth $1.8 million. So it looks like we're finally one step closer to finding out what is an expensive koi fish here in Japan. But as for these fish,
Go back.
They're going back in the pond to maybe get a little bit bigger. Kind of like these fish right in here. We're actually gonna scoop one out.
Look how beautiful this thing is.
This right here is actually a 2-year-old koi.
And this right here is actually a kohaku koi fish, just like the $1.8 million koi fish.
And this right here is actually a kindai shoa, also a 2-year-old koi fish.
And we are growing this beautiful fish up at Shintaro Koi Farm. Just an amazing, beautiful koi fish.
But what's crazy is they actually get bigger. Much, much bigger.
And this right here is actually a 3-year-old koi fish. Look at that. These things are absolutely beautiful.
So as you guys can see, every single year these fish get bigger and bigger and bigger until they're like 8 or 9 years old and they could potentially compete in the All Japan Koi Show. But as you guys can see, out of all of these koi fish, by far, the most expensive koi out of all of them is gonna be an Oya koi, and that's a parent koi, because they produce millions and millions of babies their entire life, and that is the bloodline of the Japanese koi fish. But Raw fam, those fish have a couple more years of growing until they could potentially compete for the All Japan Koi Show, where if they win Grand Champion, they could be worth $1 million someday. And that right there was going out and catching all of the beautiful koi fish out of the mud ponds. And shout out to Shintaro Koi Farm for letting us come on an epic koi harvest with them. But if you guys want to watch another video, click right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace! Why haven't you clicked that video yet? Click the dang video.